So how do you explain overfitting in machine learning? And this is specifically meant for kids and beginners. So this concept called overfitting in machine learning. And if you need to look at other videos, please go straight to pathway.ai, and I have plenty of videos going through other concepts in artificial intelligence, and some basic videos explaining some of these other concepts around machine learning. But this is around overfitting, and it might be worthwhile to go through the story. And the story is there's this boy whose name is Chris. He is shopping around. He's shopping around for t-shirts. He heads to the store, and shopkeeper, his name, let me put that name over here, right? Jim, goes ahead and asks him, which grade do you belong to? And Chris is, in second grade, so he says second grade. And Jim goes ahead and gives him this big T-shirt, uh, pretty big T-shirt. It's big enough that it almost touches his feet. And Chris is like, really? Why would he do that? And Jim is like, that should work. But why did I do that? Is the question Jim has in his head. And Jim's like thinking really hard. And he's not really sure. But what happened is 2 days ago, 2 days ago, there were two other kids who showed up. And Jim asked them, if they were in the second grade, these two kids. So Ron and Ryan showed up. And they said, yeah, they're in the second grade and they were in the same team. Apparently, they were playing in some team. And for some reason, Jim took this really seriously that, they're second graders and obviously they're pretty tall. These two kids were pretty tall. And when you look at this, it's interesting to look at it from a data perspective, right? So second graders, let's take this example, second graders, right, are typically between the 5 and 6.5 year age range. And they are, if you look at this axis, which is your y-axis, so let's put the y-axis here and x-axis. X is representing age, y is representing t-shirt sizes. They're typically wearing smaller t-shirts to medium t-shirts. There are a lot of these dots representing kids in that grade. And most of them are in the 6 year age group, and they are also wearing either small t-shirts or these medium t-shirts. These are the medium t-shirts and these are the small t-shirts. So most of them are here, except these two red dots. And these are what we call anomalies or outliers, right? So these are, in this case, these were actually two dots representing, our friends over here, these two tall kids, Ron and Ryan. So let's call them Ron and Ryan. And they actually needed large t-shirts because they're, I don't know, they have you know, they have extra height. They have these genes from their parents making them taller, right? And everybody else was here, or clustered around here, right? So when you look at the data, these two kids were what we call noise because they're, not standard within this data set. And everybody else here falls into the what we call signal because this is what you want to when you make decisions, especially with t-shirt sizes, you want to get these t-shirts, right? Or these kids are typically around the, like I said, small to medium t-shirt size. For some reason, in the example I gave you, Jim, the shopkeeper, went ahead and uh, anchored his decision on these two data points. He got these two kids coming into the store. First of all, Ryan and Ron, and for some reason, he said, you know what? Maybe all second grade kids need that size T-shirt, right? This is where you need to be on, right? And when our friend Chris showed up, somehow Jim made that error of giving him this size by default. That was what he was used to giving out for second graders, and he kept on giving that out. So when you have When you switch back into what we call machine learning, and when you train with this kind of data set, right, you have some noise and signal. If you start training and giving, training around these two data sets, and if you think that's right, that is what overfitting is. So if you train for the noise, if you think noise is right, then you are overfitting. If you are focused on the signal, your machine learning model is doing a much better job. So what is overfitting? I'll summarize for you. When your machine learning model generalizes from training data, right? Generalizes from training data and includes the noise, then you are overfitting. Hopefully that made sense.